All right, here we have the thickness planer, and this is our next step. What this is going to do is we have our nice smooth face on the bottom, which is called our reference face. Now this is going to machine the top of our board and make it parallel to this face and also make it smooth and get it down, machine it down to a finished thickness. The thickness we want for our serving tray is 16 millimeters, which is really close to 5/8. So the way to set this up is we are going to figure out which board, if they're different thicknesses, is the thickest one, and we're going to set it up with that one. And then we're going to place it in the machine, and we are going to unlock it with the knob here. And if we move this clockwise, the bed will go up. So we're going to move it up until we can't move it up anymore, until it just touches our wood, which is right there. So it just touches there. We're going to loosen it a bit so we can get our wood out. And then we are going to do it one full rotation up. So each rotation moves this bed 1/16 of an inch up. So it's just good to remember so we know how much we're adjusting it. So we're at 12 o'clock here. We're going to move it to 12 o'clock again. We're going to lock it in. And then when we go to put our wood through, we are going to make sure that the reference face, RF, goes flat down on this flat bed here. So on the machine it's written, reference face down, RF. So when we go to put our board through, we're going to put it down like this. And we want to know how much material we should take off. So there's a few ways to check. The first way is actually on the machine here. There is a scale or a ruler on the side, and I've actually scribed a little note saying tray pointing to the correct line. So that's one good thing to check. There's a little pointer that's going to the lines here. So that's one way. The second way is on the edge of the machine there will be this board hanging, and it's a thickness gauge. So one side is for 3/4 of an inch, the other side is for 5/8 or 16 millimeters. And the way this works is you just compare it to the side of the board. If the board fits in snugly, you know you're ready to stop, or if it's really close, you got to be careful because you know you're getting close to it. But if it doesn't fit, you know you have to take some more material off. And the third way is with a combination square. So this is an adjustable 90-degree square with this ruler running out and back, and this one has millimeters on it, and that's what we're looking for. So I have it set up right now for 16 millimeters to be poking out of here. And so I can just put it up to the board and compare, and you can tell I still have a lot of material I need to remove and machine off. So this is a good third way to check. You probably want to be double checking with at least 2 ways. If you've ever heard the term measure twice and cut once, it's kind of the same thing here. We have one way to measure here, one way on the side of the machine, and one way with the thickness gauge over there. So with this machine, it's quite loud. So there is ear protection on the side here, and we want to make sure that the vacuum port is open so that the chips get sucked out. And also, we obviously want to wear eye protection. So just for the demonstration purpose, I don't have the vacuum turned on, just so you can hear me, but I'll show you the process. So what it's going to look like is I'm going to put one board through, and then the next board through, and then I'm going to loosen it, turn it up one more time, and then send it through again until I get my desired thickness. And again, remember, reference face is always down. When I put the boards through, I want to make sure I keep my fingers from getting pinched, so never have them near the table. You don't want them getting pinched when this gets sucked down. And there's no reason for your hands to ever go near the table, so you can keep them over here. Then the machine's going to grab your wood, and it's going to do all the work for you, and you'll see that right in a second. One other thing I need to mention is that this machine can only take boards that are 14 inches or longer. Otherwise, the board will go in and not come out. It'll just get stuck in the middle of the machine. So in order to check this, we have a ruler written with 2 black lines that says 14 inches or 355 millimeters. So if you compare your board, as long as it's longer than those 2 lines, then you're totally good to use this machine. And so because I don't have the vacuum on, that's why you saw the chips coming out. But when you do it, there will be no chips coming out. It'll all be going up through the dust collection. So now I can see that just a little bit of my boards were machined, and I'm still very thick. So I'm going to keep processing that until I'm at my desired thickness, which again is 16 millimeters. So keep passing through, and now I'm going to raise it up, one rotation, lock it down, and keep passing through until you get to 16 millimeters. And again, I'm going to double check. I've got my thickness gauge here. I'm going to compare. I still have some more room to go, and I'm also looking here as well to make sure I don't go too far. All right, I have our two machined boards now, and if I double check on the ruler on the side, it says I'm at 5/8. With my combination square, it says I'm at 16 millimeters, which is the same thing. And if we take our thickness gauge, which is a really nice, easy thing to use, it just fits in. So that means we are right at the thickness we need to be. And the next step is over at the table saw.